but she said Fani. I think she changed it once she became the DA. She wanted to put a little French accent on Fani. And her lover boy, Wade, who was hired for like $1 million because of his expertise in whatever the hell law, RICO. But he never did a RICO case. And then they would take sailing trips like 6 times during the year, 6 times. Who the hell goes away or to sail for 6 times? Nobody. And he got paid a lot of money. He took that money, they took trips. You know, there's a whole thing, but that's just one. They totally controlled it. They control the Manhattan DA's office. They had their man in the Manhattan DA's office. He was there. They put a man in the Manhattan. They put a man into the Letitia James' office. They had a guy running the whole thing. It's all run out of Washington. They went after, in the Attorney General's office, they had people, but think of it, they went after their political opponent. That's never happened to any great extent. Maybe a little bit someplace, I don't know, nobody knows of it, but it's never happened to any great extent in this country. It happens in banana republics a lot, and it happens in third world countries, but it's never happened. They went after their political opponent. So it's hard to believe that I'm winning, it seems, by a lot. If they don't cheat too much, you know, we found a lot of things over the last 3 days. You've seen that. We found a lot of votes in a certain county, in York County, Lancaster County. You know, we found a lot of bad votes. There were 2,600 votes that happened to be written by the same pen, same hand, same signature, same everything. Maybe there's an explanation for that. 2,600 votes. But we found a lot of stuff, but we're seeing to work it out. But think of it, it's hard to believe that I'm winning the election by a lot. Now, we got to keep the cheating down. We got to keep their cheating. I love you too, darling. Thank you. We got to keep their cheating down. But think of this. With all I've been through, with these animals coming and what they've done to this country, how they've hurt this country between the borders and between the weaponization. And think of it, I'm leading by a lot. I'm leading in every single swing state with all of the stuff they've done, where I've spent millions of dollars. I've spent millions of dollars on legal fees. Half of my time is taken up by this. They can campaign. Half of my time is taken up. And they're the dishonest ones. They flip it. They're the dishonest ones. But it's hard to believe. I said to somebody last night, can you believe the numbers came out last night? I'm really leading by quite a bit. Now, a lot of things can happen. Who knows? It flips, maybe. I don't know. But I'm leading by a lot. I said, can you believe I'm leading by a lot, and what they've done to me, that I'm leading at all, that I'm even living, is almost hard to believe. These are bad people.
So you've expanded and changed the Republican Party, and one of the amazing things that I have learned is that Republican voters really care about issues I didn't realize they cared about, like clean air, clean soil, clean food. You've won, somehow, the full-throated endorsement of Bobby Kennedy, lifelong Democrat, who's now like a full-time surrogate for you.
He's a very, very good man, too, by the way.
So what's that going to look like after you get elected?
Well, you know, I feel interesting about this kind of stuff. I like to, number one, get elected. I hate to talk to stuff. a lot of people, they set up, I know that even when I ran, Hillary had an office set up where they were interviewing all the, I don't want to do that, I want to get elected first and then we'll cram a little bit. But, you know, I don't like doing it. No, I remember she set up this big office, they're interviewing people for jobs, and actually you're supposed to do it, but I want to win. I want to win in 5 days from now. It's almost 4 days from now, right? In 5 days from now, when we have a victory, we're going to have the best people. Here's the one difference, one big difference between now and 2016. I know Washington and the people through testing, real testing, better than probably any human being that's ever hired people. So I went from not knowing anybody and having to rely on, in all fairness, Mike Pence and many other people. I had Mike Pence, and I had others, and they would recommend people. Sloppy Chris Christie recommended some people. And I wouldn't have used him had I known. But you rely on people. And by the way, you know, I hate talking about this because we had mostly great people. Think of it. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. We rebuilt the entire U.S. military. We defeated ISIS, and we had no wars. We cut more regulations than anybody in the history of the country times 5. And, you know, but we had the best economy in the history of our country. I took in billions and billions of dollars in taxes and tariffs from China. I mean, we had an unbelievably successful administration. We were energy independent. We didn't need anybody's energy. We had so much oil, we didn't know what to do with it. And now take a look. 4 years ago, we were energy independent. Think of it. And today we're taking tar from Venezuela. You know, they don't really have oil, they have tar. You have to heat the hell out of it. It costs you more to heat it than it does to sell it. But we are going to Venezuela. Think of it. Venezuela was like the enemy. We are now giving, you know, I got a kick a month ago. You saw it. They foreclosed on his plane.